Hi guys, thanks for watching out there. I'm Andy talking about Mercury retrograde. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun. It goes retrograde about 4 times a year at the moment. That changes throughout history, but that's been the case for the last few years, and it'll be the case for a few more years to come. Mercury isn't that shape either, it's actually round like the moon here, but that's just the way it came out. Okay, so Mercury retrograde, as I'm doing this, is about to start tomorrow. I'm doing this on the 7th of March 2018, and on the 8th of March 2018 we go into the pre-shadow to Mercury retrograde. That isn't actually the retrograde time itself, but the retrograde has a pre-shadow and a post-shadow. Sort of after it's happened, before and after thing really, to get us acclimatized to it and then to help us understand the esoteric, the spiritual lessons that come from the Mercury retrograde. Now all the planets do retrograde, actually it's not just Mercury, they all do it apart from the moon and the sun because we're just too close to them and we're moving with them all the time. So what happens? Mercury, it's quite a long way away from us. It's further than Venus. You know, Venus is our closest neighbour, and then after that it's Mercury, then it's the Sun. So Mercury is incredibly hot. And as it goes on its journey through the universe, it goes from side to side a bit. And as we view that from Earth, it appears to be going backwards and forwards because of the angle that we have to look at it from Earth. So it doesn't actually do anything really except slow down a bit and move slightly side to side. But we do have this Mercury retrograde effect, and for thousands of years now people have been aware that certain things happen during a Mercury retrograde, and it seems that it's pretty much always the same range of things that happen to people. It doesn't affect some people at all, and those people who do get affected by it usually find it's only a few times in a lifetime as those lessons come in from the universe, which somehow always knows where we want to be going, doesn't it? Always knows where we want to be headed, or at least that is how it seems. So there are several stages to a Mercury retrograde. The other planets, we don't notice this pre-shadow and post-shadow anything like so much because they're that much further away, but Mercury being close visibly slows down as it comes towards the time of retrograde, and that's what's going to start tomorrow, the 8th of March 2018. Mercury is going to start slowing down, and this happens in Sagittarius, and she'll be slowing down for quite a while. The actual retrograde doesn't happen until 22nd, 23rd of March, but in the time before that, we start becoming aware of like blind spots, little shadows in our awareness. I've got to say awareness twice in that sentence. I've never found a way around that yet. But it is all about awareness because we don't have to take any notice. We don't have to do anything even if we do take notice of it. But it raises our awareness of our place, not just in this life or on the planet, but in the society we live in with the people around us. They say Mercury is the messenger of the gods, and it's always very closely linked to communication. So communication, travel, transport, anything to do with people coming together or getting to places, or actually launching things that are involved with that, can become a questionable, slightly difficult thing during Mercury retrograde. No question at all. And in the pre-shadow we start seeing the build-up to that. And then on the 19th of March, just for the last 3 days before the actual retrograde happens, we go into the pre-shadow phase intensified. That's when the energy starts to build up, such as there is energy around a Mercury retrograde. Some people treat it like a void, of course, and just don't do anything. That's up to them. And how you react to it is entirely up to you, believe me. But I believe it's worth taking notice of. Now, on the 22nd in the United States and the 23rd of March, we actually have Mercury retrograde station. That's when she's finished slowing down and is standing still just before she starts moving backwards. And that is lit up in red on all the charts because that is the 1 or 2 days when we start really noticing lessons happening and perhaps wondering what it's all about. Mercury retrograde station happens midnight 19 AM on March the 23rd, 2018, but it's 7:19 PM Eastern Standard Time on the 22nd in the eastern side of the United States and Canada, 4:19 PM Pacific, 4:19 PM West side. Earlier than that as you go that way, later than that as you go east, as you go west. I'm sorry, I shouldn't. Is that right? No, sorry. Earlier than that as you go west, later than that as you go east. I've finally got there. So then that's really when the Mercury retrograde things start happening that people tend to notice or tend to want to notice and read things into. You can't perhaps read too much into things happening at Mercury retrograde. I mean, the Mercury retrograde doesn't actually drive anything happening or doesn't actually make anything happen. It's simply a time when the balance of energies in the universe bring things along that were going to happen anyway. It's just that they happen at this time, so we get more lessons around it and we understand more meaning from it. And then from the 24th onwards, we go into Mercury retrograde phase, actual retrograde, when Mercury appears to be moving backwards through the cosmos. That goes on, and eventually we get another intensified phase of Mercury retrograde from the 10th of April through to the 14th of April, as Mercury slows down going backwards and is ready to station and come forward again. Then the direct station, when Mercury is standing still, facing the right way, is on the 15th of April. We have post-shadow phase, which actually goes on until the 4th of May, but it really is all over bar the shouting on the 15th of April. That's at 9:21 a.m. UTC. So let me see, 4:21 a.m. Eastern, 1:21 a.m. Pacific. Pretty much all on the same day there. And that is Mercury retrograde 2018. That's it for this time. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment and we'll share the journey. Keep it real, keep it out there, keep safe, and I'll see you next time.